Hello friends. So today in this session we'll look for zero force members of truss. What exactly zero force members are? Now the members of a roof truss or any pin jointed frame which carry zero force. Zero force means they will not carry any force in that. So those members are termed as zero force member. For example, if you see this truss, this is simply supported roof truss subjected to some load, say P. So when this roof truss is to be analyzed, so this is being only 4-5 member roof truss, it will not take much time for analysis. But when you are going for large structures having more members, in that case that analysis becomes tedious. If you can identify zero force members readily in that, so your work will be reduced. Now in this session we will see how to identify these zero force members of a truss. Now in this, so these are joints A, B, C, D. In roof truss analysis, usually we start with support reaction, calculation of support reaction, and then depending on whether we are going for method of sections or method of joint, then we use different steps after calculation of support reaction. And suppose here this joint C, if I consider and apply equilibrium conditions, so this is joint C. If I draw a free body diagram for this, so this will be force along CB, there will be force along CD. So this is joint C. If I apply equilibrium conditions here, summation Fx equal to 0. So what I will be getting? So minus FCB equal to 0 means what? Member force CB is 0. Similarly, if I apply summation Fy equal to 0 to this joint, what I am getting? Minus FCD equal to 0 means what again? Member force CD equal to 0. So if I can identify this zero force member by visual observation, it will be great help in reducing time of analysis of this truss. So once I know what are the typical joints which likely to give you idea about the zero force member, if you can observe a truss and identify such joint, so that will drastically reduce time of truss analysis. So this is one joint, typically corner joint. So in this case, when there is no load acting at this joint, in that case both these members will carry zero force. So how? That just now we have seen. So if you simply apply equilibrium conditions to this joint C, so member force CB and member force CD are becoming 0. So this is how any corner joint which is not subjected to any external load, so that will give you zero force member at that junction. So there are typical joints which results in zero forces. Now similar to that, suppose a typical joint I will show you. So, inverted T joint. For instance, if we consider, suppose these are different member forces, say force, let's say this is joint A, so force along AB, force along AC, force along AD. So this is joint A. Now what is happening here? So there is no external load acting at joint A. So if I apply summation Fy equal to 0 to the joint, what I am getting? FAB equal to 0. FAB equal to 0 means what? The member AB is carrying 0 force. So if there is no external load acting at this joint, so in that case, the vertical member along y direction is carrying zero force. So this is another typical joint observing which you can identify zero force member. Now similar to this, there may be such inclined member as well. There can be such inclined member as well. So even if it is inclined member, in this case as well, whatever angle it is making, say FAC, FAB and FAD. Again, if I apply summation Fy equal to 0 to this joint A, what I am getting after applying summation Fy equal to 0, what I will be getting? I will be getting FAC sine of theta equal to 0. Means what? Again, FAC equal to 0. So member force in this AC is 0. So this is another example of typical joint observing which you can identify zero force member. So maybe T joint you can come across. So earlier we have seen inverted T joints. Similar to that, there can be T joint. So here, once you observe such type of junction, straight away you can identify this member as a zero force member. So just you have to keep in mind that there should not be any external load acting at this joint. There should not be any external load acting at this joint. So this should not be there. So if you can observe such minor things, then you can identify well in advance member force in that particular member. So whatever be the direction, so like this, even if like this joint is there, even in that case, if there is no load acting at this joint, if no load is acting at this joint, this member force will be 0, and these two members will carry equal and opposite forces. So these are some typical joints in pin jointed structure observing which you can identify zero force member. I will draw one truss here. A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. Suppose at H point, H joint, there is 10 kilonewton load acting, and at G again there is 10 kilonewton load. So if you look at this particular truss, so if you start analyzing, so it will take much time, and if you can readily identify few of the member forces like zero forces, that will be reducing your task, right? If you see here this particular joint C, if we consider joint C, so what is happening there? So there is member force along CB, member force along CD and member force along CH. if I apply summation fy equal to 0, what I will be getting? fch equal to 0. Means what? This is zero force member. This is going to be zero force member. Now similar to that, so this EG member is also going to be zero force member. If you resolve the forces and apply summation fx and summation fy equal to 0, from that you will be easily justifying that the member force along EG is going to be 0, and these two forces, that is ED and EF, will be equal. So this is how you can identify zero force member. Now there may be question in one's mind, if there is zero force member, if member do not carry any load, why it has to be provided in the structure? Suppose this FCH member only if we consider, so why to use this member in structure if it is no use, or if it is not carrying any load, the force in that member is 0, why to provide that member in structure? Now there is reason behind provision of this member. So there is term kinematic stability. Kinematic stability. So the structure will not be kinematically stable if you remove this member. The structure will not be kinematically stable if you remove this member. So if I remove this particular member CH, so what will happen? So as we assume this as pin jointed structure, so it will not be in position. It will not remain in position in which it has to be. So if I remove this member, so there may be bending of this BCCD member. There is joint at C, so it may get deflected in this fashion. It may get deflected in this fashion because there is no restriction on this deflection. So if there is member CH, then definitely it is going to keep this structure in position. Now similar to this, so wherever you come across zero force members, necessarily it has to play some role, though it is not carrying any load in that member. For keeping structure in its original or intended shape, this zero force member play very important role. So there is equation m equal to 2j minus r, number of members, number of joint, number of reactions. So if you are getting this satisfied, then it will be perfect trust. If you are getting m greater than 2j minus r, it will be redundant. If you are getting m less than 2j minus r, it will be deficient trust. It will be deficient trust. If you remove such members, it will lead to become deficient trust. Means what? It is kinematically unstable. It will be kinematically unstable, and if it is kinematically unstable, it won't be in a position which it has to be, and if it is not being in that position, then there is no use of that particular structure. It will not resist the loads for which it is going to be designed. So this is the importance of zero force member. So though they do not carry any load in the load transfer mechanism, still they are required to keep the structure in position. So there are zero force members in many structures. How to identify those? That those are typical joints in structure, whatever we have seen in this session. So you have to just consider that joint and you have to apply equilibrium condition. By visual observation, you should be in a position to identify it. Once you practice it more and more, after practicing it more and more, definitely you will be in a position to observe a given truss or pin jointed frame, and after visual observation itself, you will be in a position to identify those zero force members. Thank you.